Hi and welcome back to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗀. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at an altcoin that is making waves in the space. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new, then make sure you do subscribe, tap the bell and select all notifications. And in doing so, you will not miss another video just like this one. Right, with that said, done and out of the way, let's get into it. Okay guys, so we are talking about a project called 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. The ticker for this one is MTV for those who are not aware, but we have actually been talking about 𝗕𝗪𝗥 on the channel for quite some time, and it's good to see some fantastic gains have been made so far, and there is still a significant gains still to come. As we talk about 𝗕𝗪𝗥, we can see that during the month of August it's already gone up over 200%. With that being said though, the gains are still vast and they are so many out there. So this one is super early, guys. They've only had their mainnet live actually go live recently, and obviously there is still staking ongoing, about third-party staking potentially on the horizon. We obviously have the stake pools which are approaching the 2 billion level, and there's talks of potentially expanding that as well. So having more airdrops for anyone who is also staking above and beyond the 2 billion. So again, 𝗕𝗪𝗥 is a project that is about all dimensional sharding for those who do not know, and in this particular video we're actually going to focus more on the price action of MTV. But if you want to know more about 𝗕𝗪𝗥, then do search the channel for 𝗕𝗪𝗥 and MTV. You'll find various different videos about the project. Now we are just starting here on this weekly chart to give you a bit of a flavor as to where things are at the moment and where they have been. Obviously on here we can see that we have moved 223% in the last in the last few days, towards the last 21 days exactly, actually, because it's the month of August, right? In the month of August we have moved 223%, and again there's still so many more gains to be had. Now obviously we talk about where we've come from. We've been talking about 𝗕𝗪𝗥 since it was well below 1 cent. It actually reached a cent today. This is the marking of the Fibonacci 50% retracement zone. So previously it actually got to a high of 1.8 cent, and again if you actually zoom right back you can see it was a little bit higher than that on KuCoin's data source here, as this was actually loaded up at 2.2 cent. Okay. So the Fibonacci retracement tool does indicate on the lower end here at 7.2 cent all-time high area. That's the 4.236 extension. Now, when we actually drop this down into our daily view, this is where we actually start to see two Fibonacci's, because there's one that runs from the 2.2 cent high through to the low down here, which was basically 0.0000359. So really low in value. This actually predicts out going up to about 9.2, right? So these are actually two really close kind of Fibonacci's, right? You have this one and we have this one. Now, for me, I think it's important that we do lock in profits when we sell on the way up, etc. But again, huge opportunities when we go into the bear market to accumulate, right? But obviously we have to bear in mind that we actually could go for a much higher extension than we could have previously imagined. Now, the reason that these price predictions are so low in terms of they're not like going up to multi-cent, right? We're talking 7.2, 9.2 cent. We're not talking dollars, right? And this isn't due to market capitalization. This is not due to circulating supply or anything like that. This is just down to the fact that it's new, right? It's relatively new. They've only had the mainnet go live recently. It's absolutely micro cap coin, has very little money in the project overall, right? So once it starts getting traction, this thing is going to skyrocket and it's going to move very quickly. At least that's my personal opinion on this one. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research as always, guys. But very important that you do understand what's going on here with this particular micro cap coin, because when we start talking about all the issues that you have with Ethereum, etc., and then we start talking about sharding systems in general, which is fantastic, but then 𝗕𝗪𝗥 go a little bit further beyond that with multi-dimensional sharding, and the throughput and the transactions per second and all of these kind of fantastic things. Go do your own research, check it out, guys, because it is very powerful stuff, and I can see this thing really moving in the future. So for this bull run, I think unless the marketing changes and they do some more above and beyond what we've currently already seen, then the expectations would be 7.2 cent to 9.2 cent. But if they do more than that, if they do more marketing and etc., then there's a more of an inflow of funds coming in to 𝗕𝗪𝗥, then we could actually see this thing really move very quickly, because there isn't a huge circulating supply. It's absolutely tiny in comparison to so many of these other projects out there. So it would not take a lot of money, and we should start to see some significant gains being made. So right now, some fantastic opportunities. Obviously, not as early as we were talking about it in terms of getting in down this level. For example, this was the buy zone that we've been talking about for a while. Obviously, we've moved just past our first yellow box area, right? This is the first Fibonacci retracement that we actually placed. This comes from this all-time high area here down to this low. This basically is then the 618, the 702, and the 786, okay? And we've just had that closed candle above. Now, if we get this close on the weekly, so basically close of play tomorrow, if we're above this yellow box area, that's going to be a really strong signal for multivac going forward into the next week. And then obviously we're talking about this area being the main 618, 702, 786 on this high and this low, okay? So this is where we then start to see the real kind of price discovery going after price expectations and, of course, setting those price targets, right? So there's a little bit more work to do here. We're on the 50% retracement zone at the moment. This is the resistance line that we're currently tracking on. And from here, we want to get the closed candle, consolidate, trade sideways for a little bit, get those technical corrections that are needed, and then start to push on up into the 618 from there. So really close, guys. Some fantastic gains so far, some fantastic momentum. And now we're starting to see some pretty good traction with this project, right? So the accumulation's kind of a bit over here. You can dollar cost average better positions during some of these dips, which is always cool and always great to do. And basically then we're starting to obviously go into these areas here, right? We're talking about 2.9, 4.5, 6.2, 7.2 cent price targets, right? So right now we are tracking in an overbought area, so we are expecting to have a pullback on the daily chart, but we'll probably get that once we get this confirmed candle here, back test and confirm that these areas are then support lines rather than resistance lines. That would be the expectations. We have a little bit more room to grow, and then we'll see that correction come in. Now, just because we're correcting the stochastic doesn't mean you lose a lot of value in the price. You just need momentum to drop. You need sentiment to shift from fear to greed, right? And when it comes to advice.io, our partner on the channel, the artificial intelligence there is absolutely rating this project as well at the moment. So if you haven't already signed up to advice.io, go check that out. Sign up. It's for free. You'll be able to sign up, and then see if you want to actually use the platform, the advice.io platform, for all, if not most, of the cryptocurrencies that are out there at the moment. Then you'll be able to basically just purchase and invest in the 𝗖𝗢 token, hold it in your wallet, and that will automatically get you access into the other features that you get with 𝗖𝗢, right? But the artificial intelligence with 𝗖𝗢 is picking up some fantastic data points on multivac, so definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. So as we actually pull this down into our hourly view, here we can see we're overbought, right? So we are actually looking to have that pullback both on the hourly and the daily. So this is where we start to see those corrections come in. So as we expand this up and we just bring this across here, we can see that we've pushed through this yellow box area. What we're looking for now is to basically come back and test this area that was previously a resistance line and turn it into a support line and get the bounce from there, okay? So that correction would be absolutely key. Now, obviously, in order to do that, we need to see the momentum in the volume completely drop out. So the volume returns back to this level. And this is what you saw here with this correction, right? We pushed on up. We came down, corrected, found the midway point right here, which would have been the 702 area. Okay, so push up past the 786, back down to the 702, correcting and becoming oversold, pushing up, out, looking to come back down, back testing, and then push on up from there, okay? And if we get that kind of repeating motion, we should be in a pretty good traction here for multivac, right? So right now, looking up, looking to drop the volume down, then build the volume back up, looking to drop the stochastic down, looking to build it back up, okay? So if we are able to do that, we should start to see significant gains push past the 50% retracement zone and go after that 618 and that second yellow box at the top there. And in doing so, we should be in a pretty good position there for multivac moving further forward as the weeks and turn into months, right? Because we aren't talking about quick kind of recoveries. What we're talking about here is sensible and long-lasting corrections and recoveries. So what we want to see is we want to see the pullbacks. We want to see the price push up, and then we want to see it consolidate down and trade sideways, because that gives us a much better position further down the line. What we don't want to do is move too fast in the upward direction and have a steep correction come back down again, okay? Because that's not really sustainable. So what we want to do is we want to see little motions of pushing up, correcting, pushing up, correcting, pushing up, correcting. And if multivac does continue this pattern, then in the next few weeks to months, we should start to see some serious price appreciation on MTV as we come to the close of the bull run. We'll be looking at that 7.2 cent area with eager eyes as we potentially look to lock in a few profits at that point ahead of the bull run and accumulating fantastic positions on this project going into the bull run, into the bear market. Before we go to the bull run of 2025, which will be absolutely massive. So guys, this is a brief update on the price action that we've seen with 𝗕𝗪𝗧 over the last couple of days. If you have found it useful, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will not miss another video. Guys, with this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I will catch you all in the next one.